Hey, well, I'm going to do a little video blog because I don't think I've done one since the second day of this, visibility project blog that I started. And because it's a Monday back after a holiday and distance learning teaching was kind of intense today. Had everything happening, technology, kids with lots of questions and anxiety and just a lot of work to get done. So here I am just taking the easy way out, I guess, and just doing a video blog. Um, I wanted to start off today because I wanted to share something that's been hanging up in my office for quite some time. Uh, One of my gurus and people I love and my thought leaders is Brene Brown, and I've kind of been along with her for a while now. I remember watching her TED Talk and then read The Gifts of Imperfection, and I listened to her book, The Gifts of Vulnerability, and it was awesome. It was her speaking live to a group of people about kind of an extension of her TED Talk, and then read Daring Greatly and all of her books, listened to her podcast, and she kind of sums up what this blog has meant to me and kind of what I'm looking to do here. And she wrote with Wholehearted Living that it is about engaging in our lives from a place of worthiness, that wholehearted living is cultivating the courage, compassion, and connection to wake up in the morning and think, no matter what gets done and how much is left undone, I'm enough. It's going to bed at night thinking, yes, I am imperfect and vulnerable and sometimes afraid, but that doesn't change the truth that I am also brave and worthy of love and belonging. There's been almost 10,000 people who have actually visited this little blog I started, which is still just so humbling and surprising to me. Um, the fact that it's been read or visited like 26,000 times is still crazy to me. And the fact that 110 people have taken the time to write me really beautiful messages supporting me and telling me they're proud of me and to keep my voice up and to keep doing what I'm doing because it's sparking conversations in their families and helping them know how to speak to people who've been abuse victims. I can't tell you that that was not how I envisioned this going. I thought by writing this it was going to help me because there was like a therapy session where I literally had to keep saying out loud with the help of my therapist, I'm an abuse victim, I'm an abuse victim, I'm an abuse victim, because even I didn't believe it. I was having a hard time believing it. And so, going off what Mrs. Brown says here about the power of being imperfect and vulnerable and how it's like a shared common human experience and that people respond to it, kind of pushed me to try to do this. But I thought it would just be the people in my immediate life who could support me more and kind of start a conversation with them. But to see where it's gone and to see that many people reaching out and visiting has meant so much to me and has pushed me closer to wholehearted living and really has shown me the power of what it means to be, vulnerable. And at times writing this blog is frightening and it is an imperfect blog. I'm not a published author or anything like that, but I just want everyone to know that it means a ton to me. And it really is pushing me through, and it's much needed. And so I am doing good. I know it's an intense blog, and there's a lot of raw things in there, but recovering from abuse is raw and tough and not pretty at times. But being able to sit down each day and write and know that some people in my life and people who support me are reading it means more than you could possibly know. Um, so I'm going to keep going, keep writing. I'm going to make it to my 30 days. My mom was actually saying, why didn't you start on December 1st and just write, 14 days to your birthday? And I was kind of like, yeah, that would have been a great idea. But ever the teacher, I set a goal. I'm going to do 30 blog entries and I'm almost there ish. Um, so I wanted to leave this post. I talked about wholehearted living. I also wanted to show you something, because we're all about personal up in this blog. And I've been wearing my little um, semicolon ring. You can see it's kind of a semicolon there. It's kind of the light shining off of it. But I wear my semicolon ring because essentially a semicolon is combining two independent clauses in one sentence, right? It's taking two really independent things and bringing them together into one. And I wear it reminding myself that my abuse and my abuser don't get to write the narrative of my life anymore. They're not going to be the authors. They're not going to be the ghostwriters or the co-authors. I am. And this blog is part of that. And I appreciate you all, because this is me actually taking back the narrative of my story and what I went through and using it in a way that I want, which is important. So I wanted to leave you today on this Monday blog. I think it's day 17 is my guess. Might be 18. I think it's 17. By reading you a poem that is pretty powerful. I read it often. It's in one of my journals that I write in, and it's by Edgar Guest, who's like an early 20th century poet. He's also known as like the people's poet, because he wrote a lot of optimistic poetry that people really responded to, and clearly I did too, because I'm about to read one to you, and it's called See It Through. And this is what's going to kind of push me through the rest of this blog and through the rest of my healing journey. When you're up against trouble, meet it squarely face to face. Lift your chin and set your shoulders. Plant your feet and take a brace. When it's vain to try to dodge it, do the best that you can do. You may fail, but you may conquer. See it through. Black may be the clouds about you, and your future may seem grim. But don't let your nerve desert you. Keep yourself in fighting trim. If the worst is bound to happen, spite of all that you can do, running from it will not save you. See it through. Even hope may seem but futile when the troubles you're beset. But remember, you are facing just what other men have met. You may fail, but fall still fighting. Don't give up, whatever you do. Eyes front, head high to the finish. See it through. Thank you guys for being a part of this blog. I'm going to see this through to the end, and I appreciate every single person who still visits this and encourages me and supports me. It means more than you can know, and I appreciate you all.